Awesome job. Awesome. I love it. So this next beautiful woman coming to the stage. Okay, so let me tell you something about her. This girl can sing. Y'all know what sing is? Now some people say sing, right? But when you can sing, y'all know we're talking about something completely different, don't you? She has music that's actually out right now on Apple Music. I downloaded her song. She's in rotation. Liz Wamukoya is coming to the stage now. We're going to play her music, and you guys get ready to hear about her business.
That's what he said to me. Rudi nyumbani, doesn't matter what you did. Shoka Moshe, that's what he said to me. Rudi nyumbani, doesn't matter what you did.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. My name is Elizabeth Wamukoya, and I'm one of the co-founders of Hilltop Music Limited. And just a little bit about myself. I grew up in a house where I was always surrounded by music, whether it was on road trips or church services, even just jamming and dancing in my room. Music was a big part of my life, and it understood me in a way that I couldn't explain. It was just always there for me. So as I grew up, I got involved in choir at school and worship team, and anything that had to do with music, I was a part of it. But when the pandemic hit, I found myself in quite a predicament where I had this outlet of music but didn't have the space. I didn't have the community that I once had. And I recognized that I wasn't alone. I recognized that not only did creators feel this sense of void, but also the community. We saw it in a lot of virtual events that popped up that were geared towards music and wanting to have a space where we could really share. And so that is why Hilltop Music came to be. There were individuals, some of us that knew each other, and others that didn't, that came together, and we were combined on one, having a common faith in Jesus and really being creatives and wanting to see original content produced. And in the pandemic, we really wanted to see an outlet. And we saw that music really moved community and understood and spoke a language that was unlike any other. Now, there are two reasons why we decided to go on this venture. The first was where we recognized, although all of us had been in the music industry in different capacities, we realized that there was something that we could do together that we couldn't do on our own. And we needed each other. There was something that we got confidence when we were around each other. We got more bold when it came to music and in our approach. And the second thing that brought us together was the fact that we recognized that there was a common problem and problems that we needed to solve that weren't being addressed. Those problems, now, you may know in the music industry, it is not a nice industry per se, and it's very predatory. And artists and creatives are intentionally left out of the business space. They're intentionally exploited and profited off of, but they themselves get very little and very few succeed in that area. And they also lack the understanding and knowledge when it comes to ownership, things like masters, and they even lack resources that are there and present, whether it's in the education space where raw talent, there's not enough resources in school or in the community, and we wanted to be that change. We realized that we didn't want to stand for the status quo. We weren't going to be complacent in it, and we were going to be a part of that active change. So if you ask me what Hilltop Music Limited is, we are a collaborative of creatives working to disrupt the status quo. Now, how are we going to do that? We're one, unmatched in what we do, in being in our business model, and two, we recognize that we're what the community really needs. I'll give you an example of that. This year, we had a listening party where we showcased 4 of our original work and shared our vision to the community. We invited a little over 50 people and had about 48 in the room, and we gave a voluntary ask for ticket donations. By the end of that night, we not only raised $4,000 $4,830 from those who believed in the vision and saw the talent, but over $1,000 as well in merchandise sales. They saw that there was a benefit for having the cultivation of talent, of coming together and partnering and showing that it's not only possible but profitable to make a success in career in music without exploiting others. And we saw the bigger picture that we wanted to change. And today I want to invite you to be a part of that bigger picture and ask for a $10,000 investment broken up into 5 different spaces. The largest will go towards our music production, as Ms. Mikale said. We do writing camps, training sessions. We produce our own music and work with talent. We'll have $1,500 that goes towards work with social media and output $1,500 as well towards equipment and studio costs. $1,000 to regenerate again into our merch that gives us a lot of passive income to do our music. And finally, $1,000 towards website creation and a rigorous funding for our social media. And I thank you for being here tonight, being a part of this. This is not easy for any of us to be here, but I'm excited that I have this opportunity to have investors to be a part of disrupting this industry. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes, yes. Bill, I'm going to let you ask some questions for her, but before you do that, listen. Can I ask you a question? Was that original music that you came out to?
Yes, it is. It's actually, I would be amiss. Like I said, we are collaborative creatives. So the voice that you heard is actually one of our talented members. Her name is Stacy Kamantu in the back. And then we're also, yes. And then I also have my business partner, Joseph Onosu, who actually was a big initiator of this vision.
Absolutely beautiful. My last question for you is, can I sit in on the session? I want to do a jam session.
Yes, ma'am.
I can sing a little bit, too.
Yes, she can sing. I heard her.
Okay, Bill, what questions do you have for us?
You took my 2 questions. That's all I had. I wanted to know if that was your voice, Les, and you opened the door. Thank you very much. That was
Yes.
marketing this. So you're gonna have to sell it. You're gonna do an EP. You're gonna do some original songs, and you have some costs that you want to outline for studio and production, that sort of thing.
Yes.
It's expensive. All right, and if you're going to do some songs and you're going to do an EP, how are you going to distribute that?
So yes, the music industry has a very strong buy-in first to see any profit. And so a lot of our work, I've been blessed in a lot of our work is in-house with the talent that we're able to use, and the majority of the cost goes with like studio and those areas. So when it comes to marketing, a big area is staying connected. Like when it comes to music, especially in Colorado, it's a niche market, but having the community to really work. We've been doing from mouth to mouth. We've had a lot of social media push that we're working towards, as well as being a part of events going into the next year. Our big thing is really to build community and having those events, and I feel like that's going to be one of our biggest areas to build a name and a brand for ourselves, is really collaborating with other individuals as well as organizations, and we've had a lot of interest to do that going into the rest of the year as well. Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit more about your brand and how you're going to build the brand?
Yes.
And get it stuck in people's minds?
I think the brand that we call ourselves a collaborative of creatives, the way we see ourselves building is really showing what it means to have community in the space. That we say we're by artists, for artists, with a community mindset. And we've seen how a lot of artists have been looking to find community, and really they have events that they want to put, but they can't do it alone. They need someone to collaborate with, and we've created that resource, and we create the talent. We create a lot of the spaces, and we have a lot of connections. I've been fortunate enough in my time with working with different churches as well as different artists already in the past. It's given me a lot of connections, and so with building a name for ourselves, it's really people. I feel like people power is very big. We focus so much on the money, but when you have a good reputation and a name with individuals, and you build with the community, and you show that you actually are there, that's what's going to really carry our name forward.
Beautiful, beautiful. Y'all better watch out for her, because she coming. Y'all ready?